Now, I've said in the past that labels are getting rather annoying and I really hate using labels, but I can't help but to think, I also use labels in my videos as my arguments, so why can I hate something that I occasionally use? Well, the more I understand the usage of labels, the more I actually love it. Why? Because, like every word, we shouldn't focus on the definition of the word. We should focus on the intent. Focusing on the intent of the words will differentiate on people's attitudes. It's not the word that is important, it's the usage of the word. For example, when Devin Faraci used the word feminist in I am a feminist, that's a label that he slapped to himself so that he can feel better to his own wrongdoings. In today's video, I'm going to show you a couple of examples on the usage of labels. So, what do you think about the word gamer? Yeah, the word gamer. Everyone has different opinions or definitions of what they consider a gamer. I mean, let's just get to dictionary.com. A person who plays games, especially computer or video games. There you go, a very broad definition of a gamer, but the definition nonetheless. I mean, if that is the definition of a gamer, then that explains how half the population are playing video games on the America. Now, that shows to you why labels are a little bit annoying. Semantics. Your definition of what gamers are different to what my definition of what gamers are. When people are arguing over semantics and definition of words, it doesn't really solve the issue at hand. Someone can say that Nintendo censoring their games is censorship, but there's gonna be that one guy who say that censorship is only censorship when the government does it. How does that solve the issue? How does that solve the problem that Nintendo is unnecessarily covering up their games because it's not censorship and therefore, hey, let's just ignore it. Let's just care when it's actually real censorship, as in only when I consider it censorship.
Just get on with it.
There are times in which semantics are necessary, like, for example, when Anita Sarkeesian considers a game misogynistic, we should probably ask on what the hell is misogyny according to Anita Sarkeesian, because it seems like our definitions are different. And even so, that's not really what's important. What really is important is the usage of the label misogynistic into a particular game. At the very least, we should check out the reason why she slaps the label misogynistic into a game, because that might solve the issue at hand, unlike the Nintendo fanboys that defend Nintendo by saying, no, it's not censorship, it's not censorship. Doesn't matter. Nintendo is still covering up their games unnecessarily. I couldn't care less if you call this app cucking the cocksuckers. It's still covering the game up, and we should talk about them covering their games. Meanwhile, Anita finds Bayonetta misogynistic. I could just replace misogynistic with another buzzword like problematic, and her reason of finding Bayonetta problematic is because the game perpetuates the negative stereotype of female characters being valued for their body parts, and their body parts only therefore insinuates the horrendous objectification and sexualization that is rampant in our patriarchal, white supremacist rape culture.
Enough, you idiot! Shorten this stupid story to 20 words or less!
Let's get back to the word gamer. Who is a gamer? Who can be considered a gamer? Well, every person has different definitions, so let's check out what we agree on. Gamers play games. Check. But in the word that they use, the word gamer refers to people who are more enthusiastic on playing video games or have video games as one of their key hobbies in their daily life. So a gamer is someone who plays video games as one of their key hobbies in life, which means that I am a gamer. I do like playing video games as a key hobby in my life. But then that brings up to the question of what is considered a key hobby. Is it the kind of hobby that you do for like hours or minutes? Is it something that you really dedicate your time and mind at? Is it really something that you talk with your friends for hours or just keep it to yourself? Is it something that you have vast knowledge about? Do you know why I hate semantics now?
You're here, so you fail by default.
Regardless of what your definition of a gamer is, which I'm sure you're gonna flame it all out in the comment section, we're gonna get to one article that just flat out said, I hate the word gamer. Yes, I'm aware the website is called Gamer Time. Well, we're gonna need that level of self-awareness in this rather unpleasant time in country where people are rioting over Trump winning as president instead of, staying in their house and using their marvelous pen to articulate their points and express their opinions. Hey, as much as I don't like Anita Sarkeesian, making a video expressing your thoughts is more productive than those morons on the street. Do I have to say it again? Ban first, gun second. By its dictionary definition, gamer seems like a perfectly fine and functional word. A gamer is one who plays video games, but what's wrong with that? My problem with the word is its social context and the connotation it carries. I'm interested. Please, do go on. Video games are desperate to be seen on the same artistic level as film and television. I'll stop you right there. No, they're not. Gamers couldn't care less if gamers are being recognized by the mainstream public, the same way weebs couldn't care less if anime is being recognized by the mainstream public. From this insinuation, the people you refer to as gamers sounds like the kind of people who keep on shouting "Senpai notice me" when gamers really couldn't care less. Last video, I've shown to you that there are actually some people working on your Bay Area moralist that actually admits that the gaming industry senpai ignored them. And you're saying that we're the ones asking for recognition. Projection much? On the other side, we have this douchebag.
I don't care if video games are sexist or not sexist or politically correct. Video games are for little kids.
Your mindset is about as archaic as your haircut. Next.
Yet the term gamer puts up walls and is often used to exclude people from a discussion of video games.
That depends. We can be involved in a discussion of video games if you have knowledge on video games. I cannot involve myself in a discussion of scientists trying to cure cancer when I don't have knowledge on biology or science. On the other hand, I can involve myself in discussion of programming in Java because I know how to program in Java. I can involve myself in the discussion of any of those. I can also involve myself in the discussion of video games because I know video games. If you want to discuss about video games, at least have some basic understanding of what it is.
People's opinions are said to be invalid because they're not gamers.
No. We let these people to use their pen to articulate their opinions on video games. Then we find out that what they're writing is absolute nonsense that does not accurately represent video games. This is why we always say Anita Sarkeesian is not a gamer, because if she is, she wouldn't be talking nonsense. It's a good thing that you test your opinions out to the public marketplace, but it is insanity if you keep on parading the same topic over and over again, even though there is significant backlash from that particular opinion. Your opinion is garbage. Please have better opinions, because it has been tested over and over again and it doesn't work. The reason why we call you insane is if you keep parading this over and over and over again, as if backlash and criticisms don't matter to you. Oh wait, it doesn't.
If you only play Angry Birds, are you a gamer? If you don't own any video games but play regularly with friends, are you a gamer? The answer is, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't. So, go on.
I think part of the problem is as people begin to self-identify as gamers and take the pride in subculture, they become protective and unwilling to accept people that don't fit their interpretation of what a gamer should be.
Well, that depends on the individuals we're talking here. There are horrendously dedicated gatekeepers that will just dismiss you the moment you say you only play Angry Birds, but these gatekeepers are keeping you out because the opinions that you share is not only garbage, but not substantiated with facts and not aligning with the reality of what video games are. If you want to talk about video games, you need to have knowledge on video games. Simple.
Where the video games? I can't breathe.
On the article is included with a condescending Wonka meme.
Oh, so you're a real gamer? Please go on and tell me about the other games you play besides Black Ops and Halo.
Now, don't get me wrong, people can play only both Blops and Halo and still be a gamer and have knowledge on video games, but what matters is the interpretation of this meme by the writer.
To prove your credentials as a gamer, please fill out Form T36 and A7, then provide 6 forms of ID and a blood sample.
No, that's not what the meme is trying to say. If you claim to be a gamer and want to discuss about video games, you need to at least have knowledge of the video game industry, have broad games to play other than Black Ops and Halo, and, of course, play video games. Why can't this simple thing get through your head?
There is nothing wrong with identifying as a gamer, yet gamer culture can at times become insular and hostile.
Go on.
Microcosms of this occurrence can be seen when subreddits and forums for specific games complain about influxes of new inexperienced players as a result of sale or free weekend.
Yeah, people like that exist, but I don't do that. Two things. Don't pretend as if this is a thing that all gamers do, and please, for the love of God, do not even bother caring. Hardcore fans exist. I mean, I don't know who, but someone shared my video on Treehouse giving the middle finger on Nintendo subreddit, a place that is guaranteed gonna have tons and tons of hardcore Nintendo fanboys, and oh boy, it shows.
Someone who doesn't understand localization and the difficulties of the job entails asking Treehouse to do their job well? Just another day of ignorance.
Oh, I have no idea how hard it is to translate dialogues in video games? Well, while you're too busy not translating your games at all, I'm here translating academic freaking papers! Newsflash, I'm fluent in 2 languages. 3 if you count my traditional local language, and you have the temerity to come to me and lecture me of how Treehouse is having a hard time translating their games. No, man. You stay in that wonderful little corner of the internet while I help my family to get their degrees.
You dirt-eating piece of slime! You scum-sucking pig! You son of a motherless goat!
Yes, these morons exist, and yes, they're absolutely annoying. One way for me to beat them is to keep making videos criticizing Nintendo, because the only thing that they can do is to stop me is to get salty in the comment section, and it's goddamn delicious.
The elitist connotation for the word has been latched onto the industry marketing. The word is perfect for marketing campaigns, as it's short, snappy, and is almost used in the context of a challenge to the players' abilities on status as gamer. Gamers will love it. If you don't, then obviously you're not a real gamer.
I'm not too familiar with the corporate marketing speak, so citations would be nice. The one company that I'm aware of that has used the term gamer, well, sort of, is AMD, and I freaking love their ads, by the way.
You are not dead. Now go finish what they started.
That right there is why I'm a massive AMD fanboy. Just one advice. Your laptops could be a hell of a lot better. I mean, this is one of your strongest laptops, the one that I have right now, and it really needs a lot of improvement. The top tier gaming laptops are NVIDIA and Intel. Your desktop GPUs and CPUs are cheap and fantastic, but you really need to beat up your competitions in the mobile division. By the way, I'm gonna keep using Ruby. She kind of reminds me of someone. I don't know who.
Companies perpetuate the idea that if you're a gamer, you're somehow hardcore and competitive. Countless accessories, lead-filled PC components, and even food and drink exploit the hook the word gamer has. If you buy these products, you'll be a better gamer.
Examples, please?
For a medium that wants to be a mainstream form of art, dividing people between gamers and non-gamers is ridiculous. Like film, television, and literature, the scope of what a video game can be is vast. In the same way, the variety of people that play games is just as diverse. We generally don't distinguish people that watch TV from other people because it is a pastime inherent with our culture. And video games want to be the same. The stereotype associated with the term gamer does nothing but harm the public's acceptance of video games and completely fails to represent the diversity of players.
We don't care. We only care about playing video games. What makes you think that we care about public's acceptance? If the public doesn't accept us, they can go away.
The word gamer, unfortunately, has male connotations thanks to a stereotype going back to the Victorian era, from Borderlands 2's Necromancer DLC, referred to as the girlfriend mode by the late designer, to H.G. Wells' 1913 board game Little Wars, a game for boys and for the more intelligent sort of girls. Gamers are often assumed to be male, unless information suggests otherwise.
That's because most people who play video games are men. The same way most people who are into fashion are women. So freaking what?
What? How is that at all relevant?
Today, polls suggest that thankfully, women make up 52% of people that play video games.
Thank God! Women play video games. Just thank God! Thank fucking Jesus Christ that women play video games! Seriously, how's that make any difference?
So why keep in service of a word with such heavy male bias that people feel the need to specify when gamers are female with phrases like gamer girl?
Because there are absolute losers that fake themselves on being a gamer so that they can get attention from the boys. Surprise, surprise! Girls can get desperate for boys too, and they will use boys as hobbies in order to make sure that their pussies can not be a virgin or something.
I recently bought a new headset for my PC because I chose a white and pink color scheme that price was £10 cheaper. Do companies really think that if they make products that they think are in some way feminine, they have to lower the price because they will be less popular?
What is this? The gender pay gap in video game headsets? I'm a pleb, so whatever kind of first world problems you're complaining, it doesn't really resonate well with me. I'm more concerned about what job I will get in the future rather than why one item is cheaper to buy than the other. The article continues with a 9gag post. Let's just read it, shall we?
Gamer girl, a slut who found a Game Boy and an old-school Nintendo controller. They often take pictures of themselves, holding electronics to their boobs, holding a controller to their mouth, curled up in an awkward position with a controller that makes you want to rename the image Boobs. Not what you want.
As in someone who fakes being a gamer to get boys' attention. Yes, this is someone that needs to be avoided because they only want attention. How is avoiding someone like her a bad thing? And the thing is, even then, I cannot judge it based on that. I mean, how do you know that this person is not a gamer? They are genuine gamers who actually pose sexy with their controller and can actually play video games. They pose sexy with their controller because they want to look sexy with their favorite gaming peripherals, and that's totally fine as long as you can actually play video games. I mean, the only way for us to know if this person is a gamer or not is if we actually look at her activities, but we only have this picture, so we don't know. This is why you should avoid 9gag. When you enter, skepticism is thrown out of the window.
Girl gamer, a chick that devotes the majority of their time slacking off just to kill a few zombies and aliens. Not a slut, doesn't hold any electronics up to her bare body and say, I played a video, big deal, everyone does. Usually that quiet girl in class. Do want.
Again, the chick on the top could be described as this. The only way for us to know if a gamer is an actual gamer is not how they pose on Instagram, but whether or not they actually play video games. But that's not important. The most important thing here is how the writer reacts to this meme. It is salty as hell.
Misogynistic bollocks like this make me despair.
Are you saying that it's horrible that we have a taste on what women that we want to choose? Come on.
You're okay. This one, real fucking ugly.
Video games are approaching mainstream cultural acceptance. The budgets of some video games are starting to rival the size of some film budgets, and esports may one day get proper coverage on sports networks. Gamers are abundant and diverse. From Words with Friends to Train Simulator 2017, games now appeal to every interest and demographic there is. Isn't it time players stopped setting themselves apart? There are no gamers, only people.
I think the most important question to be asked here is whether or not Gamer Time has been living under a rock. Listen, Gamer Time, as long as you can have a healthy discussion about video games, I am cool with it. But if you're going to lash out to every player and say, you're just white, straight, male gamer, sexist, misogynist, maybe you should ask yourself on who's the one setting people apart. Donald Trump is president, by the way, thanks to you. And that's the end of the article. So, what did we learn today, ladies and gentlemen? Well, labels can be used in multiple different ways. People can use label to mislabel themselves on what they actually are, and people who use labels just to mock people, exist too in real life. Well, among all of these massive disagreements, I think we can agree on one thing. There is no life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. That's all for the video today. If you like this, you can go ahead and click the like button and subscribe for more. If you wish, you can support me on Patreon. And thanks for watching.